Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm coming to you from office number 310 in the Legislative Office Building in Raleigh. We have wrapped up our legislative week here, which started on Monday afternoon, and it is now Thursday around, 11:30. We have wrapped the week up. Been a very busy week. I know had the uh, privilege and pleasure of having a number of our constituents from home come this week. A number of different groups, but we also had members of the Monroe City Council and Mayor and their staff, as well as members of the Indian Trail Town Council and their staff come to visit with us for the town and state dinner, which occurred last night. So got an opportunity to spend time with them yesterday in our office here and also recognize them on the floor of the Senate in our session yesterday afternoon. As I've told y'all many times, I truly love having folks from the district come up and visit with us. You are our number one priority. So when you come in, if you want to get an appointment, great. If you don't, just come on in. We will always make time and have time for you. So give you a little update on some things we've done this week, some things we're working on, and kind of what to maybe look forward to next week. Um, so I have filed a bill just this morning, similar to one I filed last year, that we did actually get signed into law, ratified and signed into law. But this one, basically what it does, it improves access for small businesses into small group insurance. And so trying to do what we can to help bring down this cost of insurance for on our small businesses so that they will be more inclined to help provide that coverage to their employees. It has been filed, but a bill number has not been assigned yet. If by the time we publish this video, if it's assigned, I will put the link to that in the notes of the video below so you can check that out. Also, I filed Senate Bill 165, which supports returning local control to our municipalities and our counties. Again, that link will be in the notes. Basically, any bill number I'll mention, I'll put a link to it so that way you can check out if you're interested in reading what that bill does. In terms of co-sponsoring some bills, I co-sponsored Senate Bill 126, which is zero-based budgeting in state agencies. I think we all can recognize and realize that zero-based budgeting is never a bad thing, especially when you're dealing with other people's money. And as I've said many times before, the money that we appropriate here at the state level is not my money; it's the taxpayers' money, and we try to make sure that we're doing that in a frugal and thrifty way that we can meet the needs, address our concerns, meet the demands, but also be prudent with your dollars. Co-sponsored Senate Bill 153. It looks like this is going to be one of the biggest bills that we've had thus far, and maybe one of the signature pieces of legislation that comes out of this General Assembly. It currently has 30 co-sponsors in the Senate. Senator Berger, the President Pro Tem of the Senate, is the primary sponsor of this bill. It's the Border Protection Act. It does a number of things. I would strongly encourage you to read this bill, which obviously would be in the notes below, but brief overview, it incentivizes counties and municipalities to comply with state law regarding immigration. And the way it does that is it actually removes their immunity should they decide to become a sanctuary entity. So, as we've heard, we've seen the tragedies of Lake and Riley and a number of other folks that have been tragically murdered or killed by by illegal immigrants. And I'm not saying that everyone's that way, but that did occur. And so what this does is it removes the cities or municipalities and the counties immunity should they decide to become a sanctuary entity. Just understand they would be responsible and be held liable for any crimes or what have you that are committed in their sanctuary town or county. It also prohibits the UNC system, or schools that are in the UNC systems, from becoming sanctuary universities. And it also makes sure that the state benefits and resources, your tax dollars, are not being used to benefit illegal immigrants. So watch that one closely. Just as a reminder, that's Senate Bill 153. I think that one's going to probably get a lot of attention in the media and stuff. But if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to chat with you about that. Also, maybe one that's not going to rise to the media where they're going to talk about this stuff, but For those of you that know me, I'm extremely patriotic. I love my country. And so when I saw Senate Bill 123, I had to jump on that one and co-sponsor that. Basically, what it does, I think it should be common sense, but apparently it takes legislation to achieve common sense. It requires the North Carolina Public Schools to display an American flag on their school grounds and also have an American flag in each classroom. Growing up, I know that that was the case in my schools when I was a child, but it appears that many of our schools have moved away from that. I think being an American and being in America, we should be proud of our country and proud of our flag. So let's display it at school property as also and also in the classroom. So um, we are in the throes of bill development, bill drafting, bill filing. We have bill filing. It will continue on for another few weeks. Today is the deadline for bill drafting. So if we have not requested a draft by now, we would not be able to request drafting for new bills after today at 4 o'clock, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You've got to cut it off at some point in time. I have only been able to officially get probably 5, 6, 7 bills filed up to this point in time, but I'm currently working on about 25 to 30 more. Not all of them will get filed, but at the same time, it's just some issues of concern that I've been working on. Just to give you just a small snapshot of some of the stuff that I'll be working on and probably filing within the next week or so, a number of bills related to consumer protections regarding insurance, especially in light of what we've seen both on the coast and in the mountains. We want to make sure that our consumers are protected. Firefighter benefits. So you've heard me talk about the firefighter bill that we've passed and worked on in the past, and we actually got signed into law. We're going to continue to work to protect our first responders and firefighters. This bill will continue regarding cancer and line of duty death benefits and stuff so that we can take care of those that take care of us. Obviously, y'all know I have two teenage kids. Know a lot of, actually know all their friends and what have you. Delta 8, if you don't know what that is, and if you're a parent, I would strongly encourage you to learn what Delta 8 is. Hemp. Um, some of the older folks like me would just call it marijuana, but Delta 8 is a derivative, and not to go down the rabbit hole of trying to describe what all it is, but basically it's a derivative of the marijuana plant, which gives you some of the same psychedelic effects and a high, if you will. But there's no regulations. I know we talked about it in one of the videos last year, but uh, myself, Senator Lazara, Senator Britt, we've worked on this for probably close to 18 months now, trying to get something accomplished to where we can put age restrictions, packaging restrictions, et cetera, because just outright banning it is really not something that's achievable because it is, but it's simply not regulated. So even today, and this is why I want especially parents to make sure you understand what this is. Your child, 13 years of age, 15, 12, whatever, can literally walk into a convenience store and then be maybe a little fishbowl beside the cash register that has some nice colorful gummies in it. They can grab a handful of those and buy them. Well, those gummies may have, they may be Delta 8 gummies, which does have similar effects to marijuana. And so there's no regulations. Folks, this is an alarming thing. I know I've talked to our district attorney, Trey Robinson, as well as Sheriff Kathy about some of the drug epidemics that are going on, fentanyl, et cetera. These items can be viewed in some situations as gateways, and not to be an alarmist, but I think if we're going to have that product in our society, we need to make sure we have regulations regarding that. So Senator Britt, Senator Lazara, and I will continue to work on that. We're hoping to get that bill filed next week. A lot of other stuff that's going on, a lot of other bills that will be filed, co-sponsored, et cetera. I will do my best to keep you updated and put the links below so you can see what we're doing. As a reminder, this is your office. I just have the privilege and honor to sit in this seat, but it's your office, and that is not lost on me. So anything I can do to help you, reach out. As I've stated before in the past, feel free to email us, but we do receive a ton of emails. And for those of you that visited up from the district this week, I know most of you I think are on our distribution list. So when you're hearing me say this, I promise you they are shaking their heads while we're saying this, but there is a ton of emails and things are so hectic and busy around here that it's very difficult for us to respond to all two, three, even 500 emails that we receive in this office every day. So feel free to send the email, but we would strongly encourage you also to reach out and give us a call. That number, and I know I usually mess up on this number, so I wrote it down this time. It's 919-733-7659. So feel free to call us, email us, follow it up with a phone call or whatever. But if you don't get a response to the email, don't freak out. Just give us a call and we'll be more than happy to help you in any way we can. If you're in the email address, by the way, is Todd, Todd, Johnson at ncleg.gov. And if you find yourself in the Raleigh area, we would love to have you stop by. We are in the Legislative Office building, and the office number is 310. So thank you so much for taking the time to see this video, watch this video. Feel free to share it with anyone that you think might find it interesting, and also share the email just in general. And if someone wants to get on our mailing list, we're going to try to do a video every week. Keep it short, and of course, I've gone substantially longer than I should, but it's busy time. We got a lot going on, so I'm fixing to head back to Sweet Union County, and I appreciate everything that you do for us. And then if there's anything we can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, y'all. See you later.